Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while since my last video, and I know I've been pretty inactive, which I'm going to explain in a bit. But before we get into it, I just want to say thank you for tuning in and clicking on this video. I really do appreciate it, and it'll help out the channel in the long term. So, to address the things that have been happening with the channel recently, I know I've been quiet on Discord and on YouTube recently. I've I've lost a bit of motivation, honestly, for both of it. My computer has just been it's just been bad. Like I've been trying to work it out, and but I really just need to get a new computer. And right now, I'm not in a financial area to be buying a computer, so it's just been frustrating, and I've been just not very motivated to make videos or do streams. But that's not the only reason I'm not doing streams actually. So I quite literally can't stream right now because my computer is lagging so bad. Like I think even in this video today that I'm going to show, because I'm going to go over the trades that I did this morning in this video. You're going to see how I was lagging, and I don't know if it was my broker or if it was just my computer doing it. I really don't know. Um, but I'm assuming it's my computer, honestly. Like it's just, I don't know. It's rough, and I need to get a new one. So for the streams, I can't stream, and I love to do it. I love streaming, but right now I just can't. In terms of videos, I just don't know what to post. Honestly, I'm trying something new with this video, and basically it's gonna be like a recap of the trades that I did this morning. Um, Basically, it's going over like what trades I took, why I took them, and kind of like what happened after my thought process and stuff like that. And it's kind of like be like a recap. I might try doing this every night. I don't really see why I wouldn't, so I'm gonna try to do that. If you guys like this kind of content, let me know in the comments. I really appreciate that. It'll keep me motivated. And also, if you liked it and you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. Um, so that's basically all updates. The streaming. If you were watching the streams, I'm sorry that I just can't do it right now. Eventually in the future, I do want to start it up again because I had a lot of fun doing it. I like talking to the people that joined. Um, but it's kind of sad that my computer just it said I don't want to do it no more. So really, until I get into the computer, it's just not gonna be able to happen because I can't stream and trade at the same time because it's lagging so bad on both things. So until then, I won't be streaming. It's unfortunate, and I've been kind of down about that recently. But hopefully soon, I will be able to get a computer or some kind of new laptop that's gonna let me stream. But yeah, until then, I'll just be making videos like this, hopefully. Um, I think that's going to be it for the updates on the channel. Just again, sorry for being inactive. I'm going to try logging in again and doing all this. And also in the Discord, I've been pretty inactive in Discord as well. But that's just because I haven't really been finding any stocks that I've been liking recently. Like nothing's really been poking out like it used to. So I'm still looking into stocks. And if I find something interesting, I'll let you guys know in Discord. But uh, just recently, it's been really slow, and I've just been dismotivated. So yep, I think that's all updates. So let's go ahead and start the video. So if you guys were here for the video, I'm sorry for the wait. Um, Today I traded CSLR and I traded SNTI. I did decent on both, but unfortunately, you'll see in this video, I'll go over it, is that I got caught in a massive flush on the CSLR, and it caused me to go red on it even after being green. So I will save I'll save my thoughts on that for when I show it on the video. But so yeah, that's kind of what happened. But fortunately, I was able to have a pretty nice green day on SNTI, which recovered my loss, and it put me green on the day. I think I ended the day around like 130 or something like that, green or up on the day. So yeah, let's get into the video here. So the first trade is I'm actually going to talk about this one too because my computer, maybe it was Thinkorswim, my platform I traded with that was lagging, but we'll kind of see what I'm looking for here. So usually what I look for in a stock like this is that I would like to see like a dip at the open for me to buy right here. Like I'll try to buy a dip right here, try to buy a dip, and then boom. You see, look at this. Look at this absolute nonsense, man. I don't know if it's my broker or if it was my computer, but I tried to buy down. I tried to buy it down there. My little these little things are in the way, but I tried to buy it down here at like 210, and it just bounces up immediately. So there's not much I can do about that. But here's the thing: I was trying. It was lingering down here for a little bit. I'll play it, and it would not fill me until it hit 213. So basically, I didn't catch a dip at all on this, and that completely messes up my risk to reward ratio. Because look, I'm down now on this trade. So I ended up holding it because I still like the trade. So I'm holding it, hoping that it goes back up, and the dip does hold, thankfully, and we do start breaking out through these pre-market levels. That's the first trade in. I made about $40 on that trade. Overall, the setup was there, and it was a good setup. I got filled really high, a lot higher than I wanted to. I really wanted, like I said, I was looking for 210 area, but I just didn't get filled down there. So it does kind of linger down here for a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and go forward a bit to my next trade. So my next trade is actually gonna be right here somewhere. So yeah, right here we haven't broken out these pre-market highs yet. So I'm looking here for a dip, I think. Or no, I'm looking for this to hold because right now it is dipping, but it looks like it's kind of failing a little bit. So as I see it, it's holding. I'm looking for the breakout of the pre-market highs here, and our pre-market highs are at 224, and I did get in a little bit higher than I probably should have. I probably should have been aiming to get in down here lower, like to 220 or even like 218 area. But I did get in for the anticipation of the breakout here, and we are showing good strength in this trade. I'm giving it a chance. I would just, and instantly just instantly break out. So now I'm up $85 on the day, and that was a pretty solid trade. Uh, could I have held it a bit longer? Maybe I could have, but that was kind of a breakout trade, and those breakout trades are pretty fast. So let's get into the next trade. I think, yeah, I should have realized now. We'll go back here in a second. Let's go back if I can get it up here. I should have realized here that this was having a hard time, and I should have expected a flush. But it was like my thought process at the time was like it was holding up, and you'll see this dip here, even though it looks terrible, it actually does end up holding up and coming back up to these highs. So I was kind of like, okay, it's holding these dips pretty well, but it's kind of having a hard time making new highs, and it's putting in a lot of wicks. I didn't notice that, but you'll see as I go forward here that it did hold. It held, and now it's back above the pre-market highs here. So now I'm sitting here like, okay, well I missed that dip because it looked like a failing candle right there. So I didn't buy it because it looked like it was failing. So I'm sitting here waiting for a good dip on this candle. Or actually, I'm looking for the dip on the next candle. Actually, I'm not looking for a dip on this one. So we're gonna go forward a little bit. Okay, so what do I do here? So here I'm looking for a dip. I'd like to see a dip to the pre-market highs as new support. As you can see, this red line right here is previous highs, this is the pre-market level around 224. So I'm looking to buy this dip. I try to buy around like 225, 226, and I got filled around 227, which is fine. That's not too bad. And really, I'm looking to hold this for the breakout through 223, or no, 235. Sorry, 235. And the setup right here is still looking good. This is kind of looking like it's gonna be like a 1 minute pullback trade, perhaps, where it kind of holds here above the pre-market highs, and then we get a push through the highs after this. So I'm gonna let this play out, and you'll kind of see what happens here. That it starts dipping, and it just doesn't stop. There seems to be really no support at all on this, in fact. So we'll watch how it goes, because I kind of forgot as well, but this is a pretty big loss. In fact, it put me right on the day. Um, I was hoping it would hold this 9 EMA level, which is that blue line, and it just didn't hold it. So I ended up having to cut the loss, unfortunately. And at this point, I was so frustrated. I was like, what the heck, man? Like, what is this candle? Why did it do that? And I was like, oh, whatever, dude. Whatever. And I saw it kind of bouncing up here. I was like, oh, man, I sold the lows or something. which I actually didn't sell the lows there. It went down from here. It didn't come back up to these levels. And here I was like, I actually was no, I took another trade down here as well. It's coming down to $2, and I was like, you know what? Maybe we'll see some support down here at $2, and if we can reclaim VWAP, which is this white line, I was like, okay, maybe this could be a good dip if we can reclaim $2. But it just keeps dipping. It's like there's no support on this stock at all, and it just puts me down. I'm getting mad at this point. And it just keeps going down lower and lower. I'm just like, oh, good grief, man. Like this was like it did. Like, even the move up was kind of annoying because it was just kind of choppy, but this move down was so aggressive. So that was it with that stock, man. Get that nonsense out of here. So I immediately switched to SNTI and I see it coming up here, and it just broke out through VWAP, which again is that white line that I have marked out. I just went ahead and marked out these pre-market highs up there, and I'm looking for a good dip because I don't want to buy too high up here because buying around this area can be kind of risky sometimes on some stocks. So I buy this dip here. I should buy right here. Yeah, right there is a good dip. And really what I'm looking for here is for this dip to hold, and then in the next candle, we get a breakout through the VWAP level. And this is actually a longer hold trade, or I should say I held this trade longer. Just let this one play out a bit, because I like the setup here, and really as long as it didn't like fail as VWAP breakout, like as long as it didn't flush my face again like the last one did, I kind of liked it. Like we had a beautiful like I guess it's like some people will call it like a V-shaped pattern or a U pattern, and this is pretty bullish in my opinion. And really, this dip here looks like it could potentially lead to an explosion through the highs of like 40 cents here. So that's actually exactly what happened. I don't exactly remember where I sold this trade, but I do know I waited for the breakout through 40 cents. I zoomed out here looking for some support or something, and it broke out through 40 cents, and it made highs up to like almost 42. And I'm hoping for it to hold 40 and then make a high, but it kind of like it was struggling a little bit, so I went ahead and sold. I went ahead and sold it. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that was a good trade there. It's actually one of the, I think it's maybe the best trade of the day. I'm not 100% sure. Now in terms of when the next trade is, I don't really know. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead if I can here. Do I buy this dip here? I might be buying this dip right here actually. Yeah, I buy this dip. Yeah, I don't. Where did I buy this at? I bought it around right here, and it's basically the same trade again, which I usually do not take. This circumstance was a little different though. I was kind of thinking, this is a penny stock, and over these past months, we've been seeing some really good strength on penny stocks. And it's like, as long as we're holding 40 cents, I think this has room to go higher. Or I really was thinking it's had room to go higher to like the pre-market highs. So I was really bullish on this, and that's kind of why I was so aggressive with taking this dip here. I don't really remember how this trade worked out. So yeah, I think we're gonna get the breakout here. It looks like. I actually went ahead and sold this kind of early here. I sold it here before we got a breakout, which maybe that's the right move. I don't remember how this setup actually played out. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much higher it went out without dipping, but I did sell this a little early before the breakout to 43. And as you can see now, it's going to start coming down a bit, which I might be looking for another dip here. Okay, I'm switching back. I'm looking at this other stock. I mean, I'll go to the next trade. So now I'm up 120 on the stock. I'm basically back to flat in the day, by the way, because I was red like 116 or something on the stock. So right now we're getting this dip to VWAP, which I'm thinking could be decent, but I'm also thinking that this could be a failing setup, as it kind of looks like a head and shoulders. I'm not zoomed out here, but it did kind of look like a head and shoulders. So here I'm seeing how it's holding VWAP, and it's kind of like I'm seeing it, and it just I don't really have an explanation, but really what I was thinking is just that it was looking like it was holding VWAP very well. We really had two candles here that hit VWAP, which is this white line, and they both held. So I'm looking, okay, this actually has potential to go higher here. So where do I buy? I know I do buy somewhere around here. I think I might be waiting for this candle right here to hold. And the moment I see this candle hold VWAP is when I decide to get in. I think that's what I'm waiting for here. Yeah, so I'm seeing a hold, and now I kind of want to see a little bit of a dip for me to get in, I think. Where the heck do I get in here? I know I take this trade. I take this trade absolutely. Okay, so I got in right there, and right here I'm basically anticipating the breakout through the highs. The highs which are at around 43 cents. So, and really the stop loss is going to be like below 40. So the risk to reward here was pretty good. And this is another trade that I held longer, I think. I don't remember exactly how this plays out. So I'm kind of watching this with you guys if you're still watching the video. Kind of like how it plays out here, and kind of my thought process while I'm watching it right now right here. So I'm seeing it break out here, and I'm seeing it pull back, which I didn't really like. I didn't like how it pulled back like that. I kind of wanted to see it immediately break out, and it seemed like it's having a hard time up here. So I actually did sell, which the trade, it was decent. No complaints. I think the only thing I could have done better there was probably to get in a bit lower, around closer to 40 cents, because I actually ended up buying around 41 cents. So that trade was pretty decent, and I'm looking here for a 1 minute pullback trade again, even though it's not a perfect one that I'd usually look for, but I'm seeing the strength in this stock, and I see how this dip right here is holding up very well. So I'm kind of looking for another trade here. I know that for a fact. And now, do I buy it? I don't remember. No, I didn't buy this dip, but it was a 1 minute pullback trade, and I could have taken this, and I would have been following my rules still, and it works out pretty well. So let me skip to where I take my next trade on this. Right here, I see DTSS here, and it's just like a really wonky chart. So I was like, I don't really have a trade on this right now, so no big deal. So I switch back to SNTI because we're still seeing very good strength, and we're coming up to its pre-market highs, which I missed a trade here. I missed a very good trade, in fact. Right here, this is basically the trade here would have been to buy this dip before the breakout of the highs, of the pre-market highs, and I was fixing my chart and I just missed the trade, which I actually did get a little frustrated about. But at the end of the day, it's fine. You can't catch them all, so I'm still watching the stock. I want to skip to where I see my next trade at. Where do I take my next trade? So, okay, so I see it dipping here. And by the way, the setups on this stock were very strange. Like, it wasn't a very, like, I don't know how to really explain it, but the setups I usually see on other stocks really weren't working as well with this one. So really what I was doing with this was just I'm just buying the dips on an uptrending stock. That's literally all I'm doing. I'm buying the dips on an uptrending stock, and I'm hoping that it's not the backside of the move. And here would have been a decent area for backside. And I say backside, and maybe that sounds a bit weird, but what I mean by that is kind of like, is it going to be done? Is it going to be done making new highs on the day? That's kind of what I mean by that when I say is it backside of the move, because I feel like this is like the front side, like going from down here to up here is the front side, and sometimes right here we might see like the backside. That's kind of what I mean by when I say that. So I'm still holding this trade here, and really what I'm looking for is for it to hold up this 9 EMA. I don't remember how this one worked out. I'm pretty sure this actually did work out well. I can maybe skip forward a bit if I can get my thing to pop up. Here it is. So yeah, it comes down. It came down to this 9 EMA, and it's holding, and it's getting. And I've noticed here while I was trading, I remember thinking that it's getting a little bit harder for the move higher. Like it's getting harder for it to go higher. It's kind of getting stuck at these levels. So I'm noticing that, and I'm thinking that maybe we won't really see the high of day anymore. I'm thinking this could potentially be the backside of the move, which I think I do actually sell this early. Yeah, I sell it early because I lost confidence in it. Um, and as we'll see here, it does just kind of grind higher. It grinds higher and higher. And at this point, it's kind of looking like it does want to break out. So let me go back to where I actually bought this. So yeah, right here, I'm basically right here. I'm just anticipating the breakout through the highs at this point because we're holding into this area of like 45. And really the stop loss in this trade was like 45 cents, like below 45 cents, I think. and the price target would have been like the breakout through 47 cents. So I don't remember how it's played out too well, so let's see how it plays out. Did I actually take a loss in this trade? And I'm seeing here that it's like when it comes down to these levels, it just stays there. So that's telling me that there's like a big buyer down there that's just like making it so it won't go any lower. So there's probably some massive bids. I'm not using level 2 data, so I don't really know for sure. But as you saw right there, if you want to go back in the video, it comes down and it just stands still, which tells me that this is probably a massive buyer right there. That's buying the dip. And as you see, we got the breakout there, and I sold that breakout, which was a pretty good trade. Unfortunately, I didn't catch it up at 48 cents. I think I sold like around like 40, like halfway there or something like that. I don't know. It's like 47.40 or something like that for the price that I got out at. Now, I feel like I took another trade on this. So, did I take another trade on this? No, I didn't. Okay, so that was actually my last trade in the day here. That was my last trade right there, and that's just because I ran out. I ran out of money. Which, if you are a new viewer to the channel, I am on a cash account. So basically, when I run out of money, I'm just done. It is what it is. And so these are my totals today. So we'll go over this real quick. So just ignore this JEPQ. This is kind of like my long-term one that I'm holding right now. And it put me down like $91 today, which is kind of crazy. But it actually did come back up later on. But that's besides the point. So really the main focus today was CSLR and SNTI. As you can see, I ended up being red $114 on CSLR because of that massive flush that really, it had no support. And honestly, I know I didn't trade like I expected it, but I did kind of expect something like that to happen. When we get stocks that are just going straight up like this stock was, we can go back to the beginning of the recording. Kind of saw it there for a second when I zoomed out. When we get stocks like this is something that I've noticed, is that the stronger it is at the open, obviously I want to look for a strong stock to the open, right? Obviously that's what I'm looking for, but I don't want to see it near the highs. We've had all these dips in pre-market that have been bought up, and it's kind of telling me that maybe the buyers are getting kind of worn out on the stock, and I think that's kind of what happened here, and that's why we didn't have much support. So really, I don't like the setup, this pre-market setup. Preferably, I'm actually looking for just an example of what I'm looking for pre-market is kind of like a big move up, and then it pulls back and then consolidates. That's a really good set that I like to trade for when I'm looking for in the pre-markets. But as you can see, this one was kind of opening really high. It's actually very close to pre-market highs already, and I wasn't a fan of that. But it was like the obvious stock today, and that's kind of why I was watching it. SNTI actually was like looking bad today, which I need to keep an eye on for tomorrow, because if that's going to be like a new theme, then tomorrow we might see another bad stock do well, which we'll see out, and I'll talk about it in tomorrow's recap as well. But yeah, that was the setup, and I just didn't really like it that much. But we'll go ahead and we'll go back to here to the totals. So the total, yeah, like I said, I'm down 114 today on CSLR, and I ended the day up 247 on SNTI, which put me up around $130 or so, something like that. I'm not gonna do the quick math right here, and it says right here that I'm only up $40, and that's because of my long-term stock right here, which is JEPQ. But without that stock, which I'm not counting that. I'm not going to count that stock in today's total. It's like $130 today, so not bad. I'm definitely okay with that. I'm still eating away at this loss I'm on the year. As you can see right here, it says overall year to date P&L. It's red. I can't show the totals, but actually I've been doing pretty good at bringing it back higher. So it's not it's not too bad. You know, it is what it is. And the goal right now is kind of to get this back up to green, which is definitely doable with the like. If I can make $100 a day on average, I mean, I could probably get this done with by the end of the month, honestly. So hopefully that's what happens, and we'll just see what happens. So I think that's gonna be it for the video. I think I did good with the recap today. If you have any suggestions or you have anything that you want to say to me, like questions or just anything, you can feel free to contact me directly in Discord, or you can message me in the comments of this video, and I'll check it out. And if you have a question, I respond and answer your questions or whatnot. Um, just to address the beginning of the video, like I said, I wish I could do live streams again. I just can't right now. My computer is just not gonna let me do it. Like I could stream, but I can't trade, and I can trade, but I can't stream. It's kind of like I can do one thing or the other, and I just can't. Like the trading is number one priority right now. I have to be trading, and that's like because like I said, it's the number one thing right now. But definitely, whenever I get a new computer, like a laptop or like an actual computer, which I want, I will definitely be streaming again, and I hope that is soon, but I do not know. I really don't know. It just depends on my financial situation, if it improves or not. Which, honestly, if I end this month green, I think I probably can. But like I said, I'm on a cash account, so really, I'm really limiting my spending because I can still trade on this computer. I just can't stream at the same time, unfortunately. So I'm not going to yap too much because I already talked about it. So if you did watch this video to the end and you're still watching me right now, I really, really do appreciate you for sticking around and watching. And if you liked what you saw today, I know I'm not the best at talking and expressing like what I'm trying to think or what or like what I'm thinking. I'm working on it. Hopefully, I get better at it eventually. But yeah, if you liked what you saw today and like my explanations of my trades and like how I trade and stuff, um, definitely feel free to subscribe. I actually plan on doing videos like this every day from now on. And is this gonna be like a recap style day or like a recap style video? That's kind of what I want to do. And hopefully the videos do well. Even if it's like 50 views, I'll take 50 views any day, any day. So I'm hoping that's what it is. And yeah, but if we don't really get any views on the videos, I might just do them occasionally. I might not do them every day. But if we are getting good views on the videos and some good engagement on the channel, then I'll probably do them every day. So without further ado, thank you again for watching. Be sure to hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you like the video. And peace out.